Last night, Lakay was shocked with the news that he saw at Facebook that his best friend Jian had died. He cannot believe to what had happened, and it gave him answers why Jian was not able to greet him on his birthday. As you all know that Lakay is living in at the shrine here in Bulacan, while his childhood friend lives in Taguig City. This morning I asked Lakay how he was and if he slept well. He said that the death of Jian bothered him. That is why he found it difficult to sleep. Though he offers some prayer and lighted a candle for Jian on our altar and helped Jian's soul to cross over the realms, but the worry of that coming to us make him think of how to prolong life. Well, I talked to Lakay and reminded him of our teaching within the shrine about death, also as our teachings in Hilot Academy. I said to Lakay that death is not our enemy, but it is a friend that always reminds us of how to live our life. As manghihilot, many people may think that our duty is to prolong life, but contrary to that, our duty is to help people how to live a happy life away from harm and injuries. Long life is just an extra gift to humanity. Some may see it as a curse, and to some as a blessing. Imagine living a long life, but the kind of life you live is a toxic life, such as living in a war zone, polluted area, or having a neighbor who always had a fight to one another. It seems that living in that area makes you immune to danger, or all the time you live a life in fear. This kind of situation may make your life a miserable life and may pray not to live longer. We see that as a relief or cure from the daily pain you are suffering in this world. But living a happy life and on that situation will allow your soul to transition to the other world, carrying the positive vibes and memories you have to the other world when you are still alive. But why these days that the life of man becomes shorter compared before that there are some people can live even for 1,000 years? Well, I think it is the choice of humanity to live these ways. The reason why we die is our choice. We choose how we live our life, how we dress up, what we eat and drink, how we behave ourselves towards the environment and time. At this present age, we have so much power on how we can live our life. Our mind is powerful enough to do things what we want to do, but what we cannot control over life is the coming of death. Probably the universe or God allowed this to happen to us in order to preserve the world that we have for the future generation. Remember in the old days, when you are thirsty, you can drink the water from the river and will be relieved from your thirst. But nowadays, can you can you still drink the water that comes from the river? Congratulations if your river is still clean, and I pray that you will preserve it because it is rare nowadays. Human behavior in this present generation are very destructive. Even with the modern medicine that they create in order to preserve life, may have side effect that could damage our internal organs that gives function to life. Our greed makes other in poverty, so as our nature becomes commercialized. The fresh air for breathing are being sold out in containers. That is why there are some countries are seeking help from other country because they lack oxygen supply for the need of people who suffered from the respiratory disease brought by COVID-19. And even right now, as people seek for cure on this virus pandemic, they also create variants of this virus which they claim to be more powerful than the original one. So there is now consumerism and commercialism in finding cure for the man-made disease that terrorize the whole world. But at the midst of this pandemic, I ask God, will this be the end of humanity? Is this the one that been prophesied by modern religion as the last days? And the spirit that is within me respond, Take a look on the street. Can you see a pregnant woman walking and fall down? Can you check any hospital or lying in clinic that delivers newborn babies? I am God. If I want humanity to fall, I will not make any woman in the world to give birth to a new child. I will let all people grow old and inflict illness, and in a snap of my finger, then people will die. At this moment, you are writing a podcast, blog, inspiration comes into you, and people will read and listen to it and be inspired. As it come along to your consciousness, that means my blessings for humanity will continue to come to everyone. But know that I am giving everyone a choice how you should live your life. Everyone knows how to live. You do not need any commandment or testament. For you already know how to live your life. The power of life is already with you since the first hour you've been born into this world. Make it happen to you and live.